Is up, everybody? Meriden Gaming here, and we're back for another World of Tanks Tech Tree Tank Showcase and Review. Today we have the American Tier 8 heavy tank, the T32, one of the classic tanks in World of Tanks. So this is, that typical American style tank, nice long turret, plenty of armor up here, pretty decent, profile. Um, but you do have a few little problems with this tank, which I can show you real quick as far as the armor goes. So, number one, gun port. This is a spot to hit if you're playing against this tank, and then of course your lower plate. But you do have the advantage of quite a bit of gun depression, so you can come at enemies at angles. Well, not quite that much of an angle, but you get what I'm trying to say. You can come down on them, hide your lower plate, but you still have this one little spot right here. That's your one weak point in the front, other than right here, as you can see, right on top. And so the way shells arc in, they can hit this, but look at this turret armor. I mean, 400, 700, 600, 1,000. I mean, look at that. No one's going to go through your turret. You got to play held down in this thing. The other thing you can do, since this is a turret forward tank, reverse side scrape. This is how I like to use tanks like this, because you end up exposing less of your tank. You see, you don't even have to get this part exposed. Now this little spot here and this little spot here will be exposed, but the odds of them hitting that are pretty low, and you can sit here and shoot at them while being at a ricochet angle. So great tactic to use on those front turreted tanks. And of course, the rear turreted tanks, they're already doing it basically because, they're further back. But let's go ahead and get over to the comparison. So we're going to be comparing it to the other Tier 8 American heavy tank, the M3Y. This one's a little bit different. It's got more of an egg-shaped turret, so it's got more ricochet angles, and the hull is slightly different as well. But yeah, both great tanks. The IS-3, for those people going up the Russian lines for the, the 277 and the IS-7, I believe. This is the one that I am currently working on right now. I like it, but yeah, not quite the armor that you want, but still a great tank. BK100-01P, this is for the people going for that mouse from the German line. And then here's where you start seeing the Swedish heavy tanks pop up, the ML1. Now, I like the ML, but it's not nearly as good as the ML2. So this is a hard grind for sure. And then the TNH for those people going for the VZ 50 something 5, I want to say. Yeah, the 2-round autoloader or whatever, what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's where you start seeing these pop up as well. Now, so on the North American server, maybe different one depending on which server you're playing on. So yeah, let's get down to the stats. So yeah, 2130. That's pretty good. That's actually, better than everything but the M3Y. Granted, they basically have the same gun. It's just that M3Y has a slightly faster reload time. This is definitely something I would try to address. But penetration, yeah, you're down a little bit compared to the other ones. In the previous tank, it had better penetration than everything else, whereas on this one, it doesn't quite keep up to snuff. Because I want to say, yeah, the other one was much lower. So that was the Tier 8 gun that you had on the other, or no, you got this gun on the previous tank. Alright, so yeah, damage 320. As you can see, it's a little bit on the lower side, but it does make up for it with that reload time. This is kind of misleading because this is an autoloader. So yeah, 1,000 damage in 6 seconds. That's pretty beastly for sure. 105 caliber, so you're going to be able to match anything with a 33 millimeters of armor or less. Actually, I think it's like 34 point something, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, if it's under 30, you're going to just overmatch and go straight through. And then shell velocity, it's kind of right in the middle of everything. It's not the fastest, not the slowest. And then, of course, if we went up to our APCR rounds, it goes up quite a bit. So that's one reason to use them, and of course the extra penetration, that 245, that will give you the ability to somewhat compete with the tier 9s and tier 10s, but in general you're still not going to be able to uh, compete with them head on, although you do have an awesome turret, like I said. Yeah. Aim time, 201. Yep, best in class so far. That is actually good enough to where I wouldn't even mess with it. Anything under 2 is good. And once you have Brothers in Arms, it's going to drop that down. Dispersion, yeah, not great. You're not going to be trying to snipe with this thing all that much. You can, and you can get lucky and get some hits, but yeah, you're a brawler. You're a hold down brawler, and you will just take it to the enemy for sure. Alright, then we get down to, yeah, that's right, the American gun elevation, 10 degrees, 20 up. But yeah, same as the M3, but much better than everything except for the ammo. But you know, those Swedish tanks are known for having awesome gun depression, so that's the only one that's going to beat it out. Speed! Yeah, right in the middle. Kind of slow, not really. Slower than the M3. Um, and then also the other problem it has is being heavier other than the VK, the super heavy. Yeah. So, you definitely are going to have problems getting up hills with any speed, so you definitely want to try to carry your speed up hills. So if you're coming down a hill and then back up, or you're going along flat ground, you want to be going as fast as possible. So an option here, turbo. You know me, I like being closer to 40 if I can. Alright, armor. That's right, that 298 frontal turret armor makes you beastly. Everything else doesn't compare. Not at all. Now, hull armor, like I said, you got a few weak points. But because of the slope, you do have effectively around 200 other than that one little spot in the front where that gun port is. So, you can compete with these other guys. But yeah, like the BK, yeah, he's pretty beastly just because he's got a decent frontal, you know, wall to absorb shells. All right, and then finally, view range 400. Yeah, right up there with the best of them. So with this, with Brothers in Arms, and then the Recon and whatever the other thing is, you can get this right up to almost max view range. So for a heavy, really good view range. So yeah, let's see, what would we do for our stuff? Of course, you know, we're going to have our camouflage, which really doesn't matter. Brothers in Arms. I always go for repairs, but that's not really going to show it the stats. Um, if we wanted to go with recon and situational awareness, now those would be the last things I would get. I wouldn't bother with those. I would go more with smooth ride and clutch braking and then snapshot. So those are the main ones you want to get. Clutch braking, snapshot, um, what was it? There was another one. Smooth ride. And then off-road driving will definitely help get up those different surfaces. So yeah, this was going to be kind of heavy on the skills if you really want to make it work. Although, I mean, it's a heavy tank. It's going to be slow, so it's fine. And then as far as these, of course, you know, I'm always pretty much going to go with vents. And then our gun rammer, because we want to get our reload time up. And then the last one is kind of up to you. I'd probably go with the rotational device or the vertical stabilizers. That gives you a little bit better um, shots at longer ranges. So we'll say we'll go with that. Let's go ahead and save that and take a look at what does it do to our stats. So we get below 8 seconds, so best in class as far as reload time goes. So you can almost get a full 8 shells off in a minute. And then the other thing, dispersion, it brings it down by 1 point, making it close to best in class, but not quite. That TNH does have slightly better. And then what was the other thing we did? Yeah, view range. I wanted to check that. Yeah, 443. So the max is, I want to say 454. So for a heavy tank, you've got really good view range. Just by taking those 2 extra skills. But of course, those are the last thing you would take. Like, you would get all those other skills before you get those 2. It's just kind of one of those little extra perks to have to where towards the end of the game when you're one of the few tanks left, you still got some hit points because you've been playing hold down the whole time, so you can spot those TDs. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the game we're going to be watching. So we're going to be watching, I'm not even going to attempt to, well, I guess I can probably pronounce this, Key Monster LOL? Yeah, and it's T32. I haven't watched the game yet, so let's go ahead and get to it. I'll let him control the camera. If it's working today, yesterday it wouldn't work quite so well. And we're playing on Airfield. Oh, he is not going to the standard heavy location. I do love this, the paint job on his tank, though. I've got that one, too. I believe it's like the burst... what is it? The burst something. Celestial burst or something like that. It's basically got, like, all the, astrology stuff on it. It's a really interesting color combo. So he's going to go to the standard medium location. This is actually probably a decent spot because he can be hulled down, and with his turret armor, it's going to make it very hard for them to dig him out. Typically I see heavies go down the beach on the left, not right up here. But, you know, he knows how to play his tank apparently. He can get to where he can be hulled down and take shots at the TDs that sit up in that location up there. He's got to be careful not to go up too high. So someone does have better spotting range than him. Oh, there's the TD. E25. Yeah, no, I could see this location working very well with that gun depression. Oh, nice. Look at that, yeah. With the gun depression he has, and the turret armor, so he's going to try to come help deal with this heavy tank, I think. Oh, he's got to be careful with the mediums there. The Tigers. Right there, so they're fine there. That's an interesting location. Oh, T29. The problem is, he is not hull down right there. He's got to, yeah, angle himself. Smack his medium right here, and then back up. He's got to be careful that TD doesn't come back up behind him in that one location. Yeah, that was, they hit him in the hole, it sounded like, or the turret. You can kind of tell where they hit you based on the sound. It seems like to me. I'm not entirely sure if that's true. Nice. Yep. Someone shot down on top of him. Boom. Hit him one more time and he's gone. That's a one shot now. See, yeah, this guy's running Cola. And then, of course, large. Oh, he just died because he ran off the top of the hill. Yeah, he's running Cola, so he's got a little bit better boost. I tend not to run that just because I still need credits to buy tanks. Like, I've got 8 different tanks that I've researched completely. I just have to get the credits. There's another one. They're doing really well. No kills so far, but he has racked up 2,200 damage and blocked 1,000 already. Wow. Okay, I don't know why that T29 is still sitting there. He's just going to get farmed in this location. And gone. There's his first kill. 2,500 damage, not bad. Blocked another 400. Yeah, it's all about knowing your tank. Like, keeping yourself hull down with this tank is, yeah, I definitely need to unlock this. I'm still trying to work on the T29, but I definitely have to get this T32 as well. I think the next tank up, the tier 9, is when you start getting, he's got some accuracy too. The tier 9 is when you start getting the big cupola on top. That makes it nice. But then you just have to know to rock your tank back and forth kind of sideways to keep people from being able to hit it. It's nice to see the old school American tank. Yeah, smack that Tornbon in the side. I don't like those. Those are so annoying when you're facing them from the front. Yeah, definitely have to get me a T32 eventually. But yeah, still working on T29, and then what else? I just unlocked the Italian one that's top of the tree right now. Oh, it's back up, back up. Boom! Oh, double tap from the IS behind him. Nice. We only got 2 kills, but 4,000 damage. Wow, he is doing really well. Yeah, and they're down to 3 enemies. Can you get 500 damage or 5,000 damage? Let's see. If he can get 5,000, I think that might secure an ace tanker. Oh, it's backing up. Oh, he didn't get it. Oh. Boom! There you go. Oh, 33 damage away from 4 grand. Too bad. 120 spotting because he tracked something. Oh yeah, he does have 5k combined though. So I guess that works. And then 1,400 blocked. Oh, so close! He almost got another kill to make it 4. Yeah, IS is gonna get it. Because IS is gonna rush it just because he can take it. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and go back over to the replay info. So, yeah, look at that. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, and Fire for Effect, along with the High Caliber, cause damage to be at least 20% of the total HP of enemy vehicles. Wow. So he did, yeah, almost 5,000 pure damage, 3 kills, Ace Tanker. That is a great performance, this T32. So yeah, that was the perfect performance. I mean, that is how you play this tank. You stay hold down, and you punish people that think they can try to go through your turret. Because they can't. Anyway, this is Marine Gaming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the battles.